It's time now for the Premier Podcast, the official real estate video podcast of Premier Realty Group of West Tennessee. We have 3 offices to serve you in McKenzie, Paris, and Huntingdon. Online at prealtygroup.com. Now, let's get started with today's Premier Podcast.
Welcome back to the Premier Realty Group video podcast. I'm Kelly Green, Marketing Director for Premier Realty Group. My co-host today, as always, is Garry Wicker. He is our principal broker in the Paris office. Garry, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Kelly. Good morning.
We have a special guest today. Her name is Mary Hickman. She is an area specialist with the USDA Rural Development. Mary, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
We're going to talk loans today, USDA loans. I don't know a lot about those. Garry does, but bring me up to date. What is a USDA loan and how does it differ from a regular, say, a VA or any other type of loan out there?
Okay. Well, we have 2 programs that we work through as far as to purchase a home through the USDA Rural Development Office in Union City. We have a direct program that works directly out of our office. I'm a loan officer for that program, and we make home loans to low and very low income people on a subsidized basis, where the government helps pay part of the payment based on the household income.
Okay.
And we also have a guaranteed program that works through a conventional lender. For people with a higher income level, they can go through that local bank and purchase a home without a down payment. It's still on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, but it is through a conventional lender.
Is the loan still based on a credit score?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. On both instances, normally we like a 640 as a middle of the 3 scores.
Gotcha. So an FHA loan would be much different from a USDA loan because those require money down, whereas yours does not require any down at all?
Exactly. That's exactly right. Either the direct or the guaranteed programs.
Okay. What's the loan process? If somebody says, I may qualify for this USDA loan, what is the process and where do they go from here?
They call our office in Union City, and we have a pre-qualification package that we can send out to them. But we'll talk to them a little bit when they call in to get some general information about what their income is and what their debt loads are and things like that. And just make sure about what they're wanting to purchase to make sure that that would also qualify. And then if everything looks decent at that point, we'll send them out a pre-qualification package just to get, again, a little bit more information. If everything looks good at that point, then we will send them out a full-blown application that they can apply. Now, that's on the direct program. The guaranteed program, if their income is higher, then we'll want them to go directly to a guaranteed lender, which are specific, and they have to be approved. And those lenders then will talk to them directly about that program, and the lender actually applies to us for the guarantee.
There are so many different types of loans out there.
There
when
are.
You're thinking about purchasing a house, it's hard to keep them all straight and to know this one from that one to this one.
Correct.
Yeah.
And in this case, there are a lot of times when we're not sure about things, and we always say the first thing that we send folks to is their loan officer to see, and there's a lot of times when Mary's so good about answering questions for us, and we'll just pick up the phone and call her directly and say, this is what we're looking at, and we've not got a lender at this point, and we will just refer them those questions over to her. She can give us an answer, and then depending on the person, depending on what their needs are, then we can either refer them directly to her or to another loan officer at that point.
Let's talk about the specific house. Are there conditions of the house that need to be met when going for a USDA loan?
Yes. There's normally we make a loan on about an acre of land or less.
Okay.
We try to keep the home less than 2,000 square feet of heated area, which doesn't count like a basement or anything like that. The home itself, for our county, the Union City office handles 9 counties out of our office. And for Henry County, 173.9 is the max loan that we can make. And then also it's limited. It has to go and pass a licensed home inspection. We have to go through that. And then also there is a list normally from the home inspection that has to be taken care of. It's usually called items to be considered first or those kind of things. Those items will have to be taken care of before we can make a loan or either included in the loan.
Can it be a loan on a mobile or just land?
No, it has to be a stick-built house.
Okay.
And now we can construct a home with this type of loan also. It would be a turnkey job where we could include the lot price, the construction of the loan. I've got one working right now. That's what we're going to do. It's the whole thing all at one time, well, septic, driveway, even down to the landscaping.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, we can do that. We cannot do the manufactured or mobile homes. But what we try, and we also cannot do a loan with or a home that has a barn, and we cannot do income producing property, like say a rental unit that's on a property that wants to be purchased, or a property that has a swimming pool, an in-ground swimming pool. It can be above ground, but cannot be in-ground.
Can it be like a blow-up pool that I've got in my backyard?
Yes, we can do that.
I'll just let the air out and put it back in the garage when summer's over. It's that easy.
We can do that. We can. It's just we have the requirement for the in-ground pool because it costs so much to upkeep and things like that. And we're dealing with people in most cases that are on a low or very low income limit. And for like Henry County, a family of 1 to 4 people is the limit for income is $40,250.
Okay.
And the guaranteed program has like an $82,000 max as far as income level.
Gotcha. And again, credit scores?
Usually about 640 is what we
640.
like on the direct and the guaranteed side. Now, on the direct side that I do, we have the capabilities to issue waivers. And, if they're really close to 640, we don't have to be just a cut and dry kind of thing. If it's 639, we don't turn them away, or if it's close to that, we can work with them. And that's a lot of what we do also is work with people to get them to the point that they can come through us. That's what we do the pre-qualification package for, because a lot of what we do is more of a counseling and guiding session. I have people all the time that I've worked with last year that will call me back and go, I did what you said, let's talk. And so then we can actually do something.
Yeah,
so
sometimes you
really
can
good.
take a 625 and get it up to a 640 in a matter of weeks or months?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's things that you can do that people don't even realize. They get overwhelmed with the credit report or with a bad time in their life. And so then down the road, when they come and decide everything's leveled out and I go to pull that credit report and I see these things, they go, oh, yeah, I remember that. And I'm going, okay, but this is what you need to do now.
Yeah.
You're at a time in your life that you can do something about these things. And I tell people all the time that bad things happen to good people. Just because you have things on your credit report doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you can't fix what's there. I'm more I get more worried in making a loan to a person that has perfect credit, has never had a problem, because when the bottom hits or falls out, and it will,
Right.
how will those people react? You're more adapt to a person that has had issues in the past and have corrected those issues because they learn and know that they can move forward.
We've
So.
talked on the podcast before, when you've secured that loan, don't go out and make any big purchases.
Right.
Does that apply here as well?
Yes, do not change jobs, do not get married, do not get divorced, do not do anything without calling first.
If you can't stand them, just live with them a little bit
Exactly.
longer.
Exactly. Do not make life-changing decisions in the process of purchasing a home.
Yeah.
Because it can make a decision to where there's nothing I can do.
Right.
So definitely do not do anything like that.
What is the best way for people to find out more? Is there a website, or should they contact you directly?
Yes, they can contact us directly in the Union City office at 731-885-6480, or they can go on the website. It's you can actually just search USDA Rural Development and put Tennessee, and that will actually show you the Tennessee website, and it's got a lot of information on there, a lot of calculations that can be done, a lot of things that you can do research, at night and things like that when we're not in the office.
Gotcha.
I'm going to throw you I don't know if it's a curve or not, but we've talked earlier this year at one time about THDA loans and the fact that there's money budgeted for those, and when their money runs out, they're gone. Y'all are basically do some of the same things with the USDA.
Exactly.
Tell
And
us a
that's
little bit more about that.
I've been with the agency 32 years, and every year on September 30th or 31st, whatever day of the end of the month is, we run out of money. And that's just typical. That's normal because it's federally funded. And we are getting close to that time. And like I was talking before, we get to the point that we've got to try to get everything we can get obligated at this point, because no matter what, it's gone the end of the month. And then we don't get refunded until the president signs the budget, and then it trickles down to us. We're the end of the road.
And that's the President of the United States. That's
It
not the President
is.
of USDA or anything.
That is exactly right. When you see on TV, they talk about the federal budget or shutting down the government or anything like that, that's definitely involves us. and that does affect everything. Now, what it has done over the last 32 years is actually just slowed us down a little bit. We don't, as long as we're working, that's what we do. We don't really slow down a whole lot, but it can put off closings and things like that, or keep us from ordering maybe an appraisal and things like that, because we have to have the money in order to request those services.
Gotcha.
So,
you're based in Union City, but you cover a lot more ground than that, don't you?
yes, we handle the upper northwest 9 counties in our Union City office. We handle Henry, Benton, Carroll, Weakley, Dyer, Gibson, Crockett, Lake, and O'Bine. I think that's 9. And then we have an office in our Jackson area that handles everything from south of us. And we're the 2 offices in West Tennessee.
And you've been with the USDA for 32 years?
Yes.
And I know Mary personally. She's only 40 years old.
I was going to say she started when she was 8.
She started when she was 8?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
In school. They worked around my school schedule.
Give us your direct line one more time so people can contact you.
731-885-6480. And if I'm not in the office, I have another loan officer. I actually handle 5 counties, and she handles 4. Her name is Gentry Pardue.
Okay.
But we have other people in the office that if I'm not there, they're more than capable and very knowledgeable, and are more than willing to help. So if you call, you don't have to actually specifically talk to me, because I am out a lot. But anybody in the office that answers the phone has the information to help, and we'll take care of anything that you need to do.
Gotcha. Any final thoughts or questions for Mary?
I'm good.
Mary Hickman, good job. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks
Mary.
for having me.